Good evening and welcome to News Geelong on this Friday the 16th day of November in the year of 2012. Graham Rawlins with you on this evening. We're on location at the Geelong Lawn Tennis Club. Councillor Libby Coker has been elected Mayor of the Surf Coast Shire for the next year, her second time leading a significant growth area of our region. The Federal Shadow Minister for Small Business, Bruce Bilston, visited Geelong this week to support small business growth and be tied up with red tape. While in sport, a lot happening with Mitch Scoop Cleary bringing us up to date with sport a little later in the bulletin. And weather-wise, we'll update you with Geelong and Surf Coast weather expected to come our way over the next 6 days. The Open House program is an event where Geelong historic and interesting buildings are opened up to the public.
Yes, that's correct. We're very excited about this. It's the first time it's been on. We're hoping it will become an annual event. And there'll be 12 houses or buildings open to the public absolutely for free. So from 10 a.m. till 4 p.m, come down. 9 of them are in the CBD and 3 of them are in the Osborne House area in North Geelong.
And what's the objective and the background to it?
So it's a concept that's been going for about 20 years. It started in London, went to New York and then has gone around the world. It's been in Melbourne for about 5 years and just come to Geelong this year. A group of us have brought it together and it's to get people in the community out to see places that they may never have been into before. So there's the City Hall, the Peace Memorial, the Barwon Water offices, the 100 Brougham Street, which is now council offices and was previously Farrow Corporation. There's a beautiful view from out there and a range of other buildings.
A lot of history and culture that can be seen and have hands-on in our great city.
Absolutely. So historical buildings, but also new buildings. So the TAC building will be open, which has won some architectural awards for its design.
And where can people find out more information about it?
openhousegeelong.org.au, and we also have Facebook, Twitter and other social media where you can have a look for us.
The federal opposition is claiming red tape is tying up the development of growth and support for the small business sector of our economy. News Geelong this week spoke with local Liberal candidate for Corangamite Sarah Henderson and Shadow Minister for Small Business Bruce Bilston regarding the subject.
Rollo, great to be here. Bruce Bilston in Belmont. Gee, talk about living the dream. But I'm here with Sarah Henderson, the Liberal Party candidate for Corangamite. And Rollo, we are looking for the worst, most frustrating, most inane example of red tape that is really constraining the economy here in Corangamite and the good people of Belmont. So that's what we're here for. 20,000 new or amended regulations under the life of this Labor government. Only about 100 have been repealed. They promised one in, one out. Sadly, we've got about 200 in or amended for each one out. And a lot of businesses are just strangling under the red tape. We want to find the worst example here in Corangamite.
I'm sure when we talk to Sarah, she will rightly accommodate the fact that Belmont is a matter of small businesses galore, has been the heart of small business in Geelong for a long time, and red tape has certainly tied it up from time to time.
And it lands most heavily on small businesses. If you're a small operation or even a sole trader, it's you that does the red tape compliance work, takes you away from serving your customers, takes you away from chasing business opportunities. And like Belmont, I'm from the other side of the bay over at Frankston. Small business is the economy. And if you want to strangle the economy, you strangle small business, and that means missed opportunities for our community, and that's what we're wanting to change.
In a lot of cases, the grassroots man will look at local government first, state government second, but primarily we're saying it's at federal government level.
Yeah, well, as federal members of Parliament and hopefully a future federal member of Parliament, my work and Sarah's work will be doing what we can in that Commonwealth jurisdiction, but also recognising the way the Commonwealth and the states and local government interact. That's another area where we want to do some work, but let's get $1 billion of that compliance cost out of the economy, free up small business to create opportunities and employment prospects for communities like Belmont. That's what we want to get on with the job with, and we want to find those worst examples as the first place to start.
Now, the first step we want to talk about is red tape. We talk about waving a red rag at a bull. We use red tape to wrap up Christmas presents along with the green, but we are talking about red tape today that is slowing down small business.
It certainly is. This federal government has introduced some 20,000 new or amended regulations, Rollo, and it is really impacting very seriously on small businesses right across the country. Here in Corangamite, I'm on the search for the worst examples of red tape, and I will actually, for those who do put their case forward, I'll be taking that to Bruce Bilson, our Shadow Small Business Minister, and allowing a face-to-face meeting where we can actually talk about the problems at a grassroots level and do something about it. Because let's not forget, small business is the engine room of our economy, particularly in Geelong. And small business is so important for employing young people, giving people an opportunity, and being strangled by red tape means a loss of opportunity and loss of jobs.
So we're talking about businesses who are currently in the process and are being very slowed up by red tape, and we want them to get in contact with you at Liberal House in High Street in Belmont.
Absolutely. Anyone can drop along and drop into the office at Liberal House Geelong, 98 High Street in the heart of Belmont, or telephone me or email me, sarah.henderson@vic.liberal.org.au. I'd love to hear from everyone because we are on a mission. We are going to cut $1 billion out of the costs of doing business for all businesses right across this country, and it's a very important part of our platform.
So we can wrap all the carbon tax legislation up with the red tape and throw it out in the one big basket.
Well, the great news about the carbon tax is that under a coalition government, it's going to go, Rollo. The carbon tax is also strangling small business and it's strangling big business, particularly in Geelong, which is a high emissions economy. It really is causing damage, and everywhere I go, despite what the Labor government says, it is hurting businesses. I went to a small cafe in Anglesea, a large timber merchant in Colac. Everywhere I go, across Corangamite, it is hurting. Every electricity bill is hurting families. We are going to put an end to the carbon tax, and I'm very, very proud of that very important commitment.
I'm going to put you on the spot, Sarah, because there's another piece of area that is very close to our hearts here in Geelong, and that is our wonderful Bowen Health, our hospital. And the fact that the recently announced government cuts to health services is going to hurt. We do not like that.
Rollo, this is really an appalling situation. It is quite catastrophic. $4.9 million is being taken out of the Geelong Hospital in a 6-month period. Now that is going, and I've just been told today, that is likely to lead to a doubling of waiting lists. It is going to cut services dramatically, and it is another example of how this federal government is not caring for the people of Geelong. Where is Darren Cheeseman? Why is Darren Cheeseman not standing up for the people of Geelong and the people of Corangamite? At the Colac Hospital, they've lost $300,000 a year in important funding. That will lead to the loss of 3 jobs. This is a government which is not caring about the people of Geelong, and it is an absolute disgrace.
You're with us on News Geelong on this Friday evening as we go to a break and be back with more news after this.